The following program is sponsored by PokerStars.net.
Welcome to the best of the PokerStars.net big game.
Can you feel the love?
Let's go for it. Now it's the big game.
You don't think I can make fun of myself a little bit?
Full house. That's what I'm talking about.
This is going to be a fun hand.
This makes me as attractive as anybody else.
Come on.
Oh, and good read, because I was bluffing. Listen to that. Why is that right?
I'm Phil Hellmuth. This is the next generation.
I had you.
Yeah, Nick Crush.
It doesn't get any bigger
than this.
This is the best of the PokerStars.net big game.
Welcome to Las Vegas, home of the big game and our now legendary state-of-the-art poker room. And though the table is empty right now, some of the game's most revered pros have graced its belt. Hi, everybody. Alongside Joe Stapleton, I'm Chris Rose, and tonight we'll be looking back at hands that have involved true poker legends. That's right, folks. These are some of the biggest names in the poker world.
And if there weren't so many great poker players named Phil, they'd all be recognized by just their first names.
We've got Hellmuth, Barry, and Chow.
But we start the night out with the living legend of poker himself, Doyle. It was about a third of the way into the session when Doyle got involved with wealthy internet entrepreneur Jason Calacanis.
We pick up our first hand with action on another pretty fair player, Daniel Negreanu.
Unless I'm lying, exactly.
Just sitting here on TV lying.
4-3 for Daniel. Folds.
16.
Doyle raises to 1,600 with pocket sixes. Action folds around to Jason Calacanis. Pocket kings.
Chris. Can pretty much never go wrong re-raising with kings.
Raised to 5,600.
So that's how much altogether?
56 total.
Since it's pot limit pre-flop, Doyle's getting the right odds to call, try to hit his set.
And Doyle does call. Two players to the flop. Tray 6-7. Doyle flops a set.
Putting on a running good seminar.
15,000.
Calacanis bets 15,000.
Board's got to look safe to Jason. With a bet like that, Calacanis has to have something. Doyle wants to extract as much value as he can right now. It's very unlikely that a set of sixes is beat.
Is it 30?
Doyle makes it 30,000.
Now, if you notice, Doyle's only raised the minimum here. It's because he definitely wants a call. Maybe it'll even entice the amateur to ship over the top. Jason's not a very experienced player. He's probably not sure how to interpret a min raise. There's no ace on board. There's nothing really that scary out there. It's going to be very difficult for him to get away from this.
Jason calls.
See, if you got it all in, we could run it twice. We're going to be at a guess.
Now, I'm not sure why Jason just called. If it was good enough to call, it's probably good enough to get it in.
The turn. 10 of clubs.
All in.
I call.
All in and a call.
Jason's about to see some very bad news.
3 sixes.
Run it 10 times?
Wait.
Hang on.
You can run it 3 times if you want.
Sure.
3 times.
3 times.
You understand that? Okay.
That means you'll see the river card 3 times, playing for 1/3 of the pot each run. The first river, 5 of spades.
One for the good guys.
Do Jason 1. My 2 out of it.
Yeah, I won't be too mad.
Run number 2, 10 of hearts.
2.
And last chance for Jason to salvage something. It's a deuce and a sweep for Doyle.
Chipped.
I presume I've got you.
Yeah, you got him covered.
That is the correct presumption. Doyle wins over $200,000.
Oh, brutal.
Looks like the internet millionaire just had a server crash.
Jason Calacanis, you've just been pwned by a legend. There's a reason Doyle's in the Poker Hall of Fame. And when you're the godfather of poker, you also might happen to have a lucky hand named after you. It's the now legendary hand that captured back-to-back World Series of Poker main event titles.
We joined the action just 2 hands later when Doyle Brunson woke up with himself, Doyle Brunson. David Williams was first to act.
Williams folds.
Been there.
Pocket sixes for the loose cannon. Raises to 1,200. Action folds around to Doyle Brunson. Ah, with the Brunson.
And he's reaching for chips.
Raise the pot.
I guess if the hand's named after you, that does make you pot committed.
A raise to 4,400.
So 32 more? Yes, correct.
Will calls.
I don't know if anyone's the real favorite against 10 deuce when Doyle's holding it.
8 queen deuce on the flop. Bottom pair for Doyle.
What you got, approximately?
Oh, now you sound like an internet player.
No, not just approximate. That's good. I can
50,
see.
55, 60.
I'm all in.
Doyle's all in.
Wow.
Fire up the TiVo. It's the Doyle show.
Doyle Brunson poker, baby.
Will folds.
You said it.
Doyle shows the Brunson.
Oh, no.
You just can't help it with that hand. Doyle just can't help it. This is Doyle's hand, right here.
It's very loose with my money.
It's a world champ.
I know his hand.
So apparently the loose cannon is sitting right here.
So Doyle won that one with the Brunson. But as we pick up the action, it's now 92 hands later. Young pro Andrew Roble has joined the table, and he's looking to impress the legend on his right.
We'll see how Robocop handles the 10 deuce.
Daniel folds as we get going on hand 140. Doyle folds. Andrew Roble on the button with the Doyle Brunson hand. Raises to 1,500. Abe folds. Jason Calacanis, ace-9 suited. Calls.
Doyle's been lucky this week. Let's see if his hand is lucky for Andrew.
The flop. 10 king 8. Middle pair for Roble. Calacanis. First to act.
Looks like he's considering a donk bet.
3,400.
That's 3,400.
A donk bet is when you play out of flow and bet out of position into the pre-flop raiser. Andrew has middle pair and he's in position. Been watching the game from offset, but he probably doesn't know how Calacanis plays just yet.
Roble calls.
I'm sure Calacanis didn't like to see that call. He's going to need some help here. Roble carefully studying his opponent.
3 of diamonds on the turn. Calacanis fires again. 6,000 this time.
Andrew's going to use this to his advantage. Calacanis keeps betting out of position.
There's the call by Andrew Roble.
Seems like Roble may have a read on Jason.
Man, Andrew looks like a killer when he's playing.
What?
He looks like a killer when he's playing. Look at his eyes.
Deuce of spades on the river. Calacanis bets 16,000, but Roble with 2 pair now.
Calacanis is fired on all 3 streets. With Roble making his second pair on the river, I think he's going to have a tough time believing he's beat. Some players may raise with 2 pair in this spot, but it's very difficult to get called by a worse hand, so there's really no value in a raise. Why go for the 2-point conversion when you're already up by 7?
Let's see. These are 25K chips. I might have got lucky on you.
There's the call.
Hey, sir.
Oh, baby.
Wow. What is that hand called? Figured with Doyle Brunson sitting next to me, you know, how could I fold the 10 deuce on the button?
Somebody's still looking for approval from Daddy.
And the Big Papa does approve. Still to come, Barry and Chow play a big one.
What's the line, Chow? Well, 45.50. Oh, I agree with that.
Every time somebody re-raises him, he mumbles in a different language.
But up next, Amanda calls Daniel's bluff.
Hey, Daniel, has Doyle ever really slow rolled you in a game?
Doyle has slow rolled me in a game one time by accident, for sure. Or so he says. I think he was trying to get me stuck and steaming.
I don't believe you.
Good read, because I was bluffing. Never happened.
Remember, if you want to be a loose cannon and appear on the big game, just log on to PokerStars.net. There are free qualifying tournaments every day. Stick around. The best of the big game, Legends Night, is just heating up.
I'm Doyle Brunson, and they call me Texas Dolly. Well, I guess I am the elder statesman every time I sit down, just about. I've always noticed that when poker players get to be 50 years old, their game starts declining. So I feel very fortunate that I may not be quite as good as I used to be, but I'm close. I've never considered myself to be any kind of a celebrity. I'm a poker player that came along at the right time. These younger guys, I think they should realize, how lucky they are to come along at this particular time. If they had to go back to the old days, back when we were on the road, we were in danger all the time. We got cheated, we got robbed, we got arrested. It was quite a different lifestyle back then. What really keeps me coming back is just that I love to compete. I think it's kept me young all these years. My body's breaking down, but I still enjoy playing. It's been a great life. I've had a good time, and I've enjoyed myself. I have made